a young man, an 18-year-old man, walked into my babysitter's home while there were 11 children there and shot this 16-year-old. He fired multiple times.
Violent crime has hit home for Kenya Slaughter and her family. In April of 2021, her 5-year-old daughter was shot in the leg. The gunman was aiming for the 16-year-old babysitter who was watching her.
One of the bullets went in and out through her shoulder. The other bullet kind of like grazed her cheek and lodged itself into the back of her neck. A couple of months after that, she had to have surgery to have that bullet removed. Harmony's bullet went into her left thigh, and it remains there until this day.
She told me why she thinks 18-year-old Denzel Washington did it.
He was upset that the 16-year-old didn't want to talk to him anymore. Like, they were like, you know, friends courting or whatever. And the young lady, you know, I guess saw some red flags, and she decided that she didn't want to deal with him anymore. And he was upset about that.
Tragedy also struck the family a few months later.
Just dealing with crime in Alexandria is just getting out of hand. So 3 months after Harmony's incident, June 1st, her father, Henry Doherty Jr., was shot and killed at Bulow Lake by his half-brother.
39-year-old Henry Doherty Dubee was arrested and convicted of the murder. Slaughter is dealing with the senseless violence as best she can.
I'm constantly dealing with loss after loss. It's always something. And to lose people to violence, like an accident is one thing. And the incident with Harmony's dad, it sucks even worse because he knows about my daughter and then double back and do this while we're already still all shook up, you know?
Kenya says Harmony's father was a good man.
The boy worked at Procter & Gamble for 11 years. He was a deacon in the church. He was a good kid. There are people out here that just get upset and decide that they're just going to end your life, that they can just play God and take matters into their own hands and just do what they want to do. And it sucks because we're still here dealing with this. We're still here grieving.
Looking back, she sees a change for the worse in Alexandria.
It wasn't this way when I was a child, and I know in Alexandria it wasn't this way, you know, when these people grew up.
Last year, there were a record 34 murders for the city. This year, there are 15 to date, so it's trending downward. But the mayor says that each homicide is important to him.
One murder is one too many, as far as we're concerned. That is correct. It's been a reduction as compared to last year. We're glad to see that trending, as well as some of the other areas are trending in minor or lesser occurrences. But that's also due to the fact that we've had good closure rates as far as closing those cases, because we've got good police officers and the public is responding. They're really helping our police officers.
Alexandria police made arrests on 29 of the 34 murders. That's a solvability rate of 86%, above the national average of 67%. This year, out of the 17 homicides, 2 of those which were vehicular, APD has made 10 arrests. Lieutenant Lane Wyndham says one of the biggest solutions for the problem has always been public input.
We couldn't do it without the public. We'll start working on a case. Lots of times the public will call in with information that we couldn't have got without cooperation with them. We work for the public. We're a partner with the public, and as long as they can help us, we'll continue to help them.
While Kenya is glad that APD responded and arrested Washington in a timely manner, she's upset that he was deemed unfit to stand trial for the shootings because of psychological reasons.
The court system that allowed this young man to plead insanity, he isn't competent to stand trial. He was competent when he circled that block twice. And I don't hate the boy. I do feel like he should be incarcerated. I do feel like he should be tried and found guilty and have the sentence, a sentence to where he's actually doing time.
Kenya says her faith and her upbringing has helped her get through the aftermath of the shootings that have affected her life.
The whole thing is a lot, and it takes a lot of prayer and a lot of patience. Because my daughter has autism, that's given me a lot of patience. I'm older now. I'm 40 years old. And with age comes a little wisdom. And I'm lucky enough to be raised by some people who taught me, you know, how to be a good person.
Joel Massey, ABC 31 News that works for you.